Welcome to Wise Beyond Bitcoin, where you come for education, analysis, and opportunities in blockchain and cryptocurrency. My name is Lucas.
My name is Ryan.
And of course, we like to share with you the purpose, the long-term projection and value that we see behind this new technology. It's not education. This is educational information. It's not financial advice. This is a new technology. We're just sharing what we understand and what we learn. And we look forward to hearing back from you and learning together. So if you know something about the space that you'd like to share with us, please drop a comment. If you'd like to learn more about this stuff as we drop more videos every day throughout the week, we look forward to sharing with what's going on around the world, as well as more technical videos and how to get involved yourself. That being said, we like to talk about crypto and blockchain as a technology and how it's making the world a better place, how it's helping us evolve and innovate the way we do business as people. And we got a really great feel-good article that really brings us back to the purpose of blockchain, banking the unbanked, and how that can affect people around the world that don't have access to the same traditional financial resources that many people do in more developed countries.
Well said. Yeah, this is a feel-good story. It does bring us back to what this whole thing is all about in the first place, which was lifting individuals up and giving them options in a world where they often don't have options and aren't given dignity or all kind of freedom or liberty or equality or any other good thing that you might think would be necessary for civilization. So in this story, we're hearing about Afghan women who are now using crypto wallets, and the use of these wallets is helping them to flee Afghanistan and to send money to their families and to survive. And so it's well known that in this particular part of the world, in this particular nation, women are not able to have bank accounts for the most part, and they don't drive. Education options are very limited, so they're very much second-class citizens. And there's a nonprofit ran by two sisters, and I won't butcher their names, but you can see it in the article. And the nonprofit's called Digital Citizen Fund. And what they're doing is they're helping young girls and women in developing countries they're helping them to learn more about technology and how to use computers, and they're spreading education. And one of the things that they've done is they've taught people how to use Bitcoin. And not only that, they've paid some of their staff in Bitcoin. So they're spreading the coin, the digital asset, amongst their network and their community. And so the statistic that jumps out at you from this article is that a third of the 16,000 girls who went through this nonprofit, they went on to set up crypto wallets and to receive funds. And that's a large number of individuals in a part of the world where access to cryptocurrency and knowledge about it and the culture around it and technology in general is somewhat limited. So for that large of a number of these young girls to be able to set up a wallet and start receiving money and just to actually start being banked for the first time and have choices and options, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, you're talking about, you're going in a culture, in a place where women weren't even permitted to have a bank account, to being the innovators and teaching people how to set up a crypto wallet. I mean, that's skipping a step, right? Where you say in some countries where they have cell phones, and telephone lines, so to speak.
Yeah, it's skipping a number of steps.
and I would also say that statistic, what's so telling about it, a third of 16,000. So that a little over 5,333.33333 people. Those people are people. It's not a static number. When 5,000 people learn how to set up a crypto wallet, they're rippling out, and they're actually teaching their family and teaching their friends, and that number continues to grow as more people learn how to understand how to set up a wallet to send and receive funds. And also, when you think about DeFi, we talk about DeFi all the time, decentralized finance, how to earn interest, how to stake liquidity and kind of be your own bank. Going from a culture where you're not even allowed to participate and have a bank account, to being in a position to be the building block and to add value to decentralized banking, is a meek shall inherit the earth kind of a step.
Yes,
I mean, it's really beautiful to see this happening, right?
I agree. And I love the quote that comes from this. She's the one of the sisters who set that nonprofit up, said she's thinking now, why didn't we teach about crypto more aggressively so more Afghans could have crypto wallets and to be able to access their money now? And that kind of understanding, that realization, I think that's going to continue to spread. It's not going to just be limited to Afghanistan or undeveloped nations. I think it won't be too long before people in the West will be, and in the developed parts of the world will be looking back and think, well, why didn't we embrace this more aggressively? You know, but anyway, the other part of this article that I love is this quote that says that the traffickers and kidnappers will always find a way to abuse a system, but the power of crypto is bigger, especially for women and those who don't have bank accounts. It is very beneficial and so empowering. I think that's a great point. Is often you hear the criticism that crypto is, it's a facilitating crime and money laundering and drug trafficking and all this, but in reality, the people who engage in those activities never needed crypto. They didn't need crypto to do those things, and the lion's share of that activity still occurs within fiat dollar or fiat currency systems. So, but it highlights the point of how liberating this technology is for people like the women of Afghanistan.
This is
yes, it's a great article.
Great article, beautiful find, and that was a beautiful point. I love how they're explaining how crypto and blockchain has a liberating potential on so many levels. Yeah, it's built on transparency, as you mentioned. Trafficking, kidnapping, that's been around for a while. It's been denominated in fiat. And of course, it's been going on in countries where people don't have a right to a bank account. Imagine how you can defend yourself when you can't even open up a bank account. This empowers people. The more people are empowered and they are
That's right.
financially liberated, then they can prevent, be in a better position to defend them.
To go to that point, one of the reasons why you will see child trafficking, it's not the only reason, but one of the reasons is that in poor parts of the world, some people will actually sell their kids voluntarily because they need to raise money to feed the other kids they have, right? They'll pick one and they'll sell him or her, right? That's not an uncommon thing. And those kids do end up in slave trafficking environments. And one of the things that keeps people vulnerable is not having a bank account, not having a functioning monetary system that's not continuing to be debased, right? Whether it's the dollar, relying on the dollar and its fluctuations, or it's the domestic currency and its and its abuse, which is a common thing. So yeah, crypto, in a sense, it also solves some economic challenges which keep people vulnerable, and which does lead to some trafficking. So there's many ways that that might not be obvious, but how this makes the world a better place. And
not to foreshadow or telegraph, but you see the last statement in this article mentioning how they're in the midst in Afghanistan of being urged to establish a new cryptocurrency to reduce reliance on the US dollar. And right. I see more people in more countries, as this technology continues to ripple out and become more mainstream, you will see an alternative for people around the world to have a choice to a currency outside the reliance of the US dollar. Now, this is a bigger story for another video, but we could talk about the impact that the US dollar being the world reserve currency for most of the 20th century, and now where you have billions of people around the world decoupling from the US dollar and moving to a new currency, that will have a huge effect on inflation, on the value of the dollar, on goods priced in dollars, and the purchasing power that will shift to people who more quickly move over to these newer, more commonly accepted digital currencies. If that
that's definitely a subtext of this article here for sure, is how the US dollar will will go for, how that will, what the value of it will be when it, if it does lose that status, and what that means for people who have been up to this point kind of forced to ride the fluctuations of whatever currency policy happens to come out of the Fed, and then they're forced to deal with the consequences often. So yeah, I can see the need for removing them from that risk, that counterparty risk, in a sense.
Absolutely. If you like these articles, these feel good articles, if you would like to know how cryptocurrency and blockchain is making the world a better place, where it's starting to manifest, if you'd like to learn how to get involved in projects and take advantage of opportunities, travel with us on this journey of education as we learn and we lift each other up. And did we miss anything? I'm really glad you found this article. It's just so beautiful to see blockchain and Bitcoin serving the intended purpose. Many people right now are how do they get rich, what's happening in DeFi, but the reality, this is founded on banking the unbanked and providing opportunities for people that did not have access. So I look forward to sharing as this develops and around the world as more people jump on board. This is really exciting, beautiful times.
Well said.
Did I miss anything?
No, I think you got it all. Yeah, that was it.
Till the next time, have a beautiful day and namaste.
Thank you.